Now, next tonight, where is the Princess of Wales? That's the question pretty much everyone has been asking in recent weeks after Kate was last seen in Sandringham over Christmas before undergoing abdominal surgery last month. Well, today, internet sleuths who were adamant her disappearance was mysterious finally got an answer. Pictured for the first time this year at a garden centre in Windsor, she was with her husband, William. But the photo is still not enough for some conspiracy theorists who are still insisting the footage is fake. Unbelievable. Now let's get some detail from TalkTV's royal correspondent, Rupert Bell, joins me now. Rupert, good evening to you. Thank you very much indeed for joining us here on Prime Time. So, can we take these pictures as final proof that the Princess of Wales is alive and well?
I think we have to. On face value, people have done tests on them, and it all seems to suggest that it's William and Kate were out shopping at Windsor Farm Shop after going to see their children play sports at Lambrook School, I assume, on that Saturday afternoon. Then they go shopping. Some passerby has filmed it, and it's gone to TNZ. It went to The Sun, and we have to take it completely on face value. But the conspiracy theories afterwards is just now off the scale, and it just shows that ever since even the photoshopping problem on Mothering Day, when the picture came out from Kate, that there is a bit of a feeding frenzy. And the conspiracy theories, look, it's everywhere on Twitter, not just about the royal family, but these do seem to be now going into a new level. And I think we have to just take it on face value. It's probably not what the Kensington Palace wanted, that they've had to, it's come out via social media and that someone was standing there filming. But let's be honest, James, we know that everybody who goes out has got their cameras out at every opportunity. And if you suddenly see William and Kate, what are you going to do? You're going to film it. And whether they like it or not, it's just what goes on now on a daily basis, wherever you are.
Now, you talk about, I suppose, these conspiracy theories, and they've gone into sort of like full and ridiculous gear. But how much of that is going on? Because the palace appears to be operating a press and PR policy that was developed in the 90s, that they have to take responsibility for the fact that they've been slow to react, they haven't read the room, and they're not providing us with the information we need just to quell these ridiculous rumours.
Well, yes, and you go back to Diana's death, that was when they weren't reading the room. And then we've seen the films and we've seen all the sort of historical documents about what went on then. But it comes actually probably from William wanting to protect his wife's privacy. And that's the problem. Now, out goes that photograph just over 10 days ago, what it was. And then we all look at it. Now we're looking at every single photograph that seems to have come out, whether it's from Kate or about the Queen and 1997, possibly has been Photoshop. I mean, this is the problem for the palace. And now and Kensington Palace, they've now got to find a way of restoring trust in the public. And it's not easy out in the social media land to do that because everyone wants to jump on a bandwagon, but they haven't necessarily helped themselves. But it comes back to the core thing. Ultimately, William wanted to protect his wife while she goes through her period of recovery. Now, we are seeing her out and about, and she looked fine and healthy, as you would expect. The next stage, will she be back on the road after the Easter holidays, or will we see her at a church service on Easter Sunday? That remains to be seen. But she's back out there being photographed, albeit surreptitiously by a guy with his phone out. It's a very difficult area for the Kensington Palace to navigate, but it does hark back. You feel it's got a sense of what was happening around Diana's death. And this is clearly not at that level, but the way the royal family were not necessarily reading that room.
Just a very quick word, if I may, and you touched on it there. This picture, which has been identified by the press as, or certainly by, I think, Getty Images, indicating that some touching up, if you like, had been done. Does this mean that the palace are going to have to stop touching up their pictures? Or alternatively, they're going to have to be honest about what they have?
I think the first thing they need to do is the Kensington Palace PR team, now they need to get back out there and have all the various picture editors and everyone around the table and start talking to them one-on-one and actually saying, right, what have we got wrong here? And actually learn from any mistakes they've made, that what do we need to do to make sure you trust that anything we send out is actually right. Because when you've got even this video filmed by this guy at Windsor Farm Shop that now people are looking and analyzing, then that's hard. You know, that is now the level it's got to. So anything that comes out of the palace now surrounding the children and everything has got to be have trust. Because once the royal family loses the trust of maybe the media and other people involved, then they're on a sticky road. So they need to make sure that they get people back on side. And then once we know, when Kate feels comfortable enough to talk about it, then that's fine. But until that stage, they've now got to think, right, how do we make sure this doesn't happen again, whatever the situation is, that people can trust what we're putting out.
Rupert Bell, TalkTV's royal correspondent, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on Primetime.